Your program is paid for by Twin Fin Media.
Good morning, Delmarva. Welcome to Coastal A&E. I'm your host, Michael Sprouse, and for the next hour, you are in the house with Sprouse, so we're going to take a jump to the crazy side of the surf. Hey, we are broadcasting live from the beautiful studios of TV Delmarva. And also, Delaware 105.9 FM, you can follow our Facebook. We have a live stream of the show going right now, facebook.com/TV Delmarva or facebook.com/CoastalAE. You can even go to www.tvdelmarva.com. All this is possible thanks to our amazing sponsors, the residents of the Lighthouse Cove, Dewey Beach, Sprouse Thomas Real Estate Associates, Peninsula Fine Art and Custom Framing in Lewis. You can call or text with your questions or comments. We've got a big, wonderful, robust show today. You're going to want to do that. 302-491-6484. In the studio with me right now, in beautiful studios of TV Delmarva, I have my friend Sarah Gilmore, Outreach Coordinator with Pathways to Success. I have John Paul LeCap, who's the Marketing Director of the Milton Theater. Good morning, guys.
Good morning.
I'm glad you're here. I know it's a little confusing directionally-wise, but you made it.
It was a challenge. It woke me up.
That's right. Like, where am I? The guys are here. And you're going to hear about this very quickly soon. We will be getting a call-in from Tony Award winner Grace Field, who will be appearing on November 26th for a one-night-only performance of the show called Best Broadway at the Milton Theater. Later this hour, we're going to have members from Oddity Prodigy Productions here in the studio, and on our TV Delmarva live stream between 12 and 1, we're going to have guitar singer-songwriter Tyler Green. So we got a big, exciting show.
Busy day.
Very busy day. So I'm not sure if we have Grace on the line yet. I know she's going to be calling in soon. I'm very excited about this. She's a Tony Award-winning performer, and she's doing this phenomenal show, Best in Broadway. So give us a quick little overview of what this show is about.
This is going to be on November 22nd, Friday next week at 8 p.m. I think we only have about 30 tickets left for this show. It's if people want to come and see Tony Award winner Grace Field, go ahead and go to our website, miltontheater.com, and grab the last few tickets. She is phenomenal. We had her on one of our concerts at the Rehoboth Beach Convention Center. She was actually a backup singer for a Queen tribute that we brought there, and we saw her, and she literally stole the show every time she was on stage.
You got to love that. I think we have her on the line. Good morning, Grace. Are you there?
I think so too.
Hey,
yes, I am. Can you hear me all right?
Yeah. Hey, good morning.
Great. So lovely to meet you guys on the phone.
Yeah, my pleasure.
To be there in virtual reality.
Well, I know you have a busy, you have that fabulous jet set life. So you're actually at an airport getting ready to take off on a flight soon, aren't you?
That's right. I am.
It's exciting.
But I'm so glad you called me at the perfect moment. This is perfect.
Right
I'm
on.
so happy to be here. For sure. Thank you so much for having me.
It's my pleasure. It's great to talk to you here on TV Delmarva and of course on Coastal A&E. For people that aren't familiar, you can check out your website. You have a beautiful website. You're just a beautiful person, and you see it in your talent, and you have phenomenal photos. You have a great career. You are a Tony Award-winning performer, which of course is a feather to definitively put in your cap. A lot of people just would love to have that opportunity. Gracefield.net is your website where people can check out. And you're doing this show here in the Milton Theater, which is one of my favorite venues, on November 22nd. What is the gist of the show? Is it an homage to Broadway and the Great American Songbook?
That's exactly right. So I picked basically stories and songs that I could trace my life with, and I get to know the audience a little bit, and they get to know me, but quintessential Broadway for sure. So you'll hear Popular from Wicked, If I Loved You, all the classics, plus a couple surprises in there too, and maybe a couple holiday hits.
Oh, fantastic.
It is the holiday season.
Well, you have video that's on your website. It's beautiful, and I think you're in Grand Central Station, is that correct?
I am. That is correct. That was a fun shoot, I have to say, because we had to do, it was several hours, and we'd have to do so many takes because people would be coming up trying to take pictures, and we're like, no, we're in the middle of shoot.
Well, that was my question when I see the video, and it's beautiful, and you're wearing this incredible red gown. I mean, it's very striking visually. You're right there in the middle of Grand Central Station. Was it hard to keep people away, to be like, hey, what's going on here? You know, that must have been a challenge.
Exactly. It was a total challenge, but it was worth every second. It was a lot of fun. Plus, it seemed, because we recorded, so I really obviously was singing. I sung in a studio. So when you watched me, I was basically dubbing over my own voice. So people it was just an interesting experience because I was silently singing.
Wow. So you're like a mime out there, right? It's like no one wants to be the mime anymore. You're
People
like,
were like, what is happening?
I can't hear her. I don't get it. Yeah, that's great. That's phenomenal.
Right, exactly.
So I know that I was in conversation with my friend Sarah Gilmore here, and of course she's very excited about this because you're outreach coordinator for Pathways to Success, a wonderful nonprofit.
Yes.
Thank you.
So, and Grace, you're going to be donating part of the proceeds this evening to Pathways to Success. Isn't that correct?
That is correct. And all my merchandise as well, all the profit from that is also going to them. I feel like, personally, for me, my purpose in life is to make the world a better place for the arts. And what a better way than launching my solo tour and connecting with Pathways to Success, which is a phenomenal local charity. So I'm very excited about pairing with him, and hopefully we can all make a difference together. I mean, I'm sure you're going to talk a lot about them, but I think they're a wonderful local charity that provides help and support to children in need, especially in education, which is like such an important factor in success in our society. So
I agree with you completely.
So
Thank you for doing that.
And I just want to thank you again, Grace. I know I thanked you millions of times, but I want to thank you again, and I cannot wait to meet you in person. And I know it's going to be great.
Yeah, there's a lot of people looking forward to this show, without doubt. I think the tickets are going to go very well. Probably going to give a couple tickets away on the air later on today, which I'm excited about. So any of our listeners,
Yeah, it's my goal to have a sold out performance.
So Grace, Sarah told me that this is part of what you as a performer do when you are touring around the country, that you proactively look for a nonprofit that has special meaning to you, and this is something that's a wonderful, lovely way to sort of give back as an artist. And when did that start for you?
You know, this is actually my launch of my solo tour. So for this particular tour, it is starting at the Milton Theater, which is wonderful.
Oh, fantastic.
Pathways to Success is the first charity. But several years ago, I made a CD, and I thought, there wouldn't be a better way of giving back than finding a charity that spoke to me. I made the charity for Operation Christmas Child, which is another organization that helps kids in need third world countries. So that's kind of where it started. And I thought, how great would that be if I kind of did the same thing, but did it on a more like palpable local level, so that people in the actual community, like I could help out the community that I'm going to be going to. So that's kind of where it just kind of grew from there. So yeah.
I think that's beautiful. I think it'd be great. You know, John, you've obviously worked with a lot of performers over the years. Is this something you would like to see happen is sort of around the country to help start that sort of movement where, you know, the traveling performers say, hey, how can we give back to the community that we're entertaining?
Oh, yeah, absolutely. I mean, more than the traveling performers, the Milton Theater itself has reached out to a lot of nonprofits, the local school and high school. We have partnered with them in several programs. So, I mean, spread the spread love, you know?
That's beautiful. Yeah. Fantastic. And why? How is this important? I know you're going to be getting on that plane soon, but why is it important to you? I sure like checking now, please.
That's why.
That's all right. Everyone, please get to their seat. Well, in a nutshell, why is it important to you to spread the opportunity for young people in particular to have this exposure and this knowledge of the arts and the performing arts?
Well, I think it's twofold, right? Like education is important, which is Pathways to Success, but also the art is just such a powerful means of expression, and also, for young people, like how great to figure out ways that they can creatively express themselves. It helps not only like obviously in the arts, but in math and science. It's a whole thing. So I feel like for me, it's just important because this is the next generation, and they're going to be the ones that are changing the world. So why not put them in the best position possible to love the arts?
Right on.
It's really powerful.
That's phenomenal.
Yeah.
When you were when you were a child and you were developing your interest in performance, were there people that were older that were mentors to you that you looked up to that said, this is something that's inspiring me artistically? Hello? Oh, wait. I don't know. Did we? I don't know if we still. Maybe the call we may have. Do we? I don't know if she maybe had to get on that plane. Are we still out of it? Well, if we got Grace back on the phone, that'd be great. If not, I really appreciate the fact that she's able to call in. She's a phenomenal performer. Again, as I mentioned, you can go to her website, gracefield.net. That's FIELD. And check it out, and then you'll have an idea of what will be in store for this phenomenal show on November 22nd at the Milton Theater.
That's right.
Absolutely.
Great. So how did this show come into being, really? How does that process work when someone ends up performing the theater? I know that you guys probably do your schedule a year more in advance.
Yes, pretty much 6 months in advance for the holiday show. So
Hello?
we're basically ready.
Oh, there she is. She's back. We lost you there for a minute.
I know, I was going through the tunnel.
Oh, no worries. I know that you don't have much longer on the phone, but I just had a very quickly, when you were just starting, when you were younger, maybe when you were a child, were there people that you looked up to that were mentoring position, and particularly with arts, that you remember to this day?
I feel like my first voice teacher was pivotal in my development for sure, because she taught me that, it's not just about singing pretty, it's about touching the people and connecting with people. I thought that was super cool. Someone recently that's impacted my life, I don't know if you've heard of Broadway Inspirational Voices, but they're the group I'm in, and they're all about giving back to the community. And so it's like half choir where it's all Broadway performers like me. And then Michael McElroy, he feels like his same calling in life is to help people through arts, and so he's really impacted my life for sure. But definitely Cheryl, my first teacher, she is phenomenal person, and like best voice you will ever hear. And she's one who kind of guided me along the path of the arts. Because my whole family, they're not in the arts; they're scientists, and my grandfather was a rocket scientist. So you're
square peg out of the family, right? You're the, like everyone's going to science. I'm going to sing about this instead. That's great. Phenomenal.
Exactly. But yeah, so that, I think, and having my parents' support was a huge impact on my life for sure. Even though, like I said, my mom's my dad's an electrical engineer, had both parents supporting me every step of the way.
That's phenomenal. And I don't know how much time you have left before you have to get on that plane, but can you give us a moment to talk about your Tony Award winning? That was part of an ensemble production, wasn't it?
Yes. So it's been a crazy year, actually. So I was just part of Hercules, which was at the Public Theater where Hamilton started, which is with Alan Menken and Pete. I don't know if you...
What? Hello? Oh, I don't know. We should make another tunnel. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know what airport she's in. She's sort of popping in and out. I don't know. Grace, are you there?
Can you hear me all right?
Yeah, there we are. Okay.
Can you hear us?
If I all of a sudden cut out, I'm probably in the air.
Oh, no, that's okay. That's all.
Okay. Okay.
Listen, you know what? You probably sound like you got some other things going on there. We understand that. I wish you a safe journey to wherever it is you're headed. We look forward to seeing you here at Milton Theater on November 22nd.
Thank you so much for having me today. It was lovely to see you, and I can't wait to see you on my show.
All right.
Okay, see you then, Grace.
Thank you. Have a safe trip.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Bye.
Bye.
Yeah, that's exciting and fun,
That's
isn't
awesome.
it?
Yeah.
I love that whole jet set thing.
I
Oh,
know.
I'm on the plane. I'm flying. Who knows where she's going? She's going to Monaco. She's going to show. I'll just make that up. Maybe if she's still listening right there. But she'll be back here November 22nd.
Absolutely.
Yes, she will.
Yeah. I am a huge fan of the Milton Theater.
Thank you.
I moved to this area almost 20 years ago. And at that time, and I saw, the theater, what was happening then. I got involved in a group of players at the time, the Milton Theater Players, I believe. I've been in 3 productions on that stage myself way back when renovations were in very, very early phases. And I think it's a treasure. I think, out of Delmarva, that theater in downtown Milton really is sort of the jewel of downtown there, and I'm always happy to spread the word to get people to go out there and see performances and many of the other things that are offered there beyond just performance.
Yeah, well, first of all, thank you very much.
Sure.
Yeah, we're very proud of the space. Our dream for the Milton Theater is to be able to deliver entertainment that people otherwise would have to drive to New York, Washington, D.C., Philadelphia, and people from Sussex County or Southern Delaware don't have to drive for hours to see that level of quality shows. Grace is just one of the world-class performers that we brought in for the past couple of years, and and our tagline is we got something for everyone. You name it, we got it. Comedy, children's shows, film, musicals, rock shows. As long as we can put in our stage, we're going to present to the community.
Yeah.
It's great space, and it just feels really historic. Last Saturday I had my friend Mandy Stevenson, who's a psychic and medium here, and she's great. Yeah. And she's done several shows at the Milton Theater as well. And she told me, she's like, when I'm there getting ready to go on stage, there's just spirits everywhere. And I'm like, no, that's so cool. So there's, I think the building itself just has this wonderful energy and vibe,
It really does. I love the Milton Theater.
I call it the electricity in the room. There's something about that room that you cannot green screen or CGI or like just watch from a screen. There's really something about watching a live performance at the Milton Theater that's definitely different.
Yeah. I agree. And you have also plans to physically expand the space, is that correct? Or there's other things that are happening with the physical renovation, correct? Yeah,
what we have right now is we have a capital campaign called the Milton Theater Renaissance Initiative, and I think Monday we just received a big grant from the Longwood Foundation.
I saw that. Yeah. Congratulations.
Yeah, absolutely, for our efforts in the furtherance of live art and humanities. And it was a lot of work, and we're very happy that all the hard work paid off. And it's $100,000 outright, and then they're giving us an additional $150,000 matching grant. So it's definitely a challenge to the local community. But now that the word is out there, that Longwood Foundation is involved with the Milton Theater. A lot of major donors from the local community have come out from the woodwork.
Wonderful.
So we're so excited. Hopefully by next year we'll be able to start building the balcony, purchase the building, and all the other improvements that we would want to put into the Milton Theater.
That's phenomenal.
So exciting.
Glad to hear that.
That's wonderful.
Sarah, give us a little insight into Pathways to Success. I know this is an organization that's totally near and dear to your heart, and you do so much for the young in the community. And of course, there is connections between the group and the Milton Theater as well.
Absolutely. Pathways was founded 10 years ago by Faye Blake. And Faye and I worked together for years in banking. We've known each other for over 30 years. And
it's a long history there.
Yeah. And when I left the bank, I went and worked for the American Red Cross of the Delmarva Peninsula. And I was responsible for volunteer services, recruiting and retaining volunteers throughout the state of Delaware and 6 counties on the eastern shore of Maryland. And then we picked up 2 counties in Virginia, and my husband said, "Don't you think it's time?" And I said, "Yeah, it is." So I called Faye. I retired from the American Red Cross, called Faye and said, "Oh, I'm retired." She says, "Oh, no, I need your help." So I helped her with grant writing, and that has evolved over the last 6 or 7 years to being the outreach coordinator for Pathways, building awareness, raising funds, and
you're helping students in need. Is that it exactly? I'm not.
Yes, it's students that are in the 9th through 12th grades that are possibly at risk for not graduating high school.
Got it.
And they're identified by the school counselors and administrators. I'm proud to say that in our 10-year history, we're at 98% graduation rate.
Yeah, that's phenomenal. Congratulations on that. Yeah, I was saying, you have trackable success rates with what you've done with organization.
Yes, I mean, as faces, we have the numbers, because a lot of our funding is through the Delaware Department of Labor.
Mm-hmm.
So there's lots of reports and that sort of thing that we have to give them. But we're in 4 schools. We started off in Sussex Tech, then Caden Lopen High School, Milford High School, and Seaford High School. And we would like to be in every high school in Sussex County.
Fantastic. And this is a Delaware-only organization?
Yes.
It started in Delaware and throughout Sussex County.
Just Sussex County and those 4 schools.
Right on. Congratulations.
Yes.
Well, I know when we come, we only got like 3 minutes before we get our first break. It's crazy how the time flies.
It does. It goes by so fast.
How's that possible? Half an hour in the air already. When we come back, we'll give away a couple of tickets to this show, Best Broadway.
Yes.
Tony Award winner Grace Phil. I'm excited about that. And what's more insight information to the Milton Theater, Pathways to Success. Because the Milton Theater does a lot of outreach for the students as well.
Yes. More than as I mentioned earlier, we also are part of the FAME after school program of Milton Elementary School. So kids from the local elementary school come to the theater every Wednesday, and they learn about theater, learn some songs and dance, and it's basically part of the development. So
Nice.
we're very excited to be part of that as well.
When you were, have you performed as well, or are you weren't a marketing guy? I wasn't sure.
I have my own background in theater.
Okay.
And I was corporate for 10 years, and I decided to come back theater.
Right on.
So this is really a passion project for me. It's been a very fun 3 years for me being part of the Milton Theater.
That's brilliant. So were you a child when you started that as well, getting involved, getting out there on stage? Were you a kid, or did it come as you were older, a student? Or?
Yeah, all throughout my school years, I have been I have been a performer, and then on college I was performing theater. Performed theater for a little bit after graduation, and then life happened.
I had to make some money.
I had to make some money, so I went to corporate. And then now I'm back to doing the arts. So it's been quite right.
And you are making money, right? I mean, that's
absolutely,
which is nice. So I like those success stories when it comes to the arts. And not everyone's out there starting up, but I'm glad you're here. We're going to talk more about that when we come back. Like I said, I'm a big fan of the Milton Theater. I shout it out a lot out here. There's some great theaters in the area, without a doubt.
Right.
Milton Theater is definitely one of them. And probably because there's such a wonderful variety of things that are always there. So diverse. There's always a lot going on there. I actually I've had art exhibits there at the Milton Theater. I've seen great stand-up comedy there. I've been on stage there performing. So much fun. How much time do we have? Like 60 seconds left. Great, right on. So when we come back, you say we have 2 tickets that we can give away for that show, right? So that number, when we give them away, just so people can get ready, you want to get ready to get your fingers to work telephone. What is our number? That's 302-491-6484. That's the number that we'll call. When we come back, we're going to give away those tickets. We're going to talk more about the Milton Theater. Then I saw them coming in earlier. Got some members from Oddity Prodigy here, and then we'll have Tyler Green performing, who's an amazing musician. Very excited about that. That'll be here soon. I think I can hear our outro music. So listen, folks, don't go anywhere. We're going to be back in just a little bit. I'm your host, Michael Sprouse on Coastal A&E. You are in the House of Sprouse. We're having a creative, fun Saturday morning. I'll be right back. Don't go anywhere, folks. Enjoy. Get a fun day ahead.
Don't get frantic. Call Atlantic. When your comfort zone goes bust.
Hey everybody, Jim Weller here, and I'd like to talk to you about utility trailers. New ones, used ones, open and enclosed, landscape trailers, car trailers, equipment trailers, dump trailers, tow dollies, aluminum trailers, vendor trailers. If you need a utility trailer, we need to talk. We offer easy financing, we take in trades. We've been in business now for like 44 years, and we'd like the opportunity to earn your business. So shop around, but when you're ready to lay the cash on the table, come see me, Jim Weller, at Weller's in Bridgeville. I look forward to seeing you.
Millions of people today have no dental insurance. If you're without insurance, do you have a plan to care for your teeth without spending a fortune? Well, we do. Introducing dental plans. Dental Plans offers more than 40 dental savings plans from top healthcare brands. You pay one low annual membership fee and then save money every time you go to the dentist.
Dental Plans pays for itself immediately.
With Dental Plans, you choose your dentist. You can join today and start saving at the dentist tomorrow. There's even a 30-day money-back guarantee.
It was very easy to find a plan that met our budget.
There's no reason to not cut your dental bills in half.
You can get everything done that you need to have done and still affordable.
So, if you don't have dental insurance, you now have a plan. Dental Plans. Join today and you'll save 15% off any plan. We'll even give you 1 month free with this limited time exclusive TV offer. Visit dentalplans.com or call
855-332-3929. Everybody, Jim Weller here, and I'd like to invite you to my store, Weller's Utility Trailers, on Route 13 in Bridgeville. Now, I've got trailers, new ones, used ones, open and enclosed, landscape trailers, equipped trailers, dump trailers, new ones, used ones, easy financing, trades welcome. All we need is the opportunity to meet you and greet you and earn your business. We got a great sales staff here, lots of product and inventory. All we need is you to make a deal. So stop on into Weller's on Route 13 in Bridgeville and let's see what we can do to put a deal together for you.
Our drinking water doesn't come only from rivers, lakes, and streams. Underground aquifers are also critical, providing more than 30% of the world's freshwater supply. Did you know that vast freshwater aquifers also exist under the ocean floor? Some of this water could be used to enhance offshore oil production. In the future, these offshore reserves might also be tapped for agriculture or city supply. At the University of Delaware, researchers using numerical models have shown how exploiting these undersea aquifers could threaten the fresh water available to coastal communities because the resource offshore is connected to the resource onshore. What's more, this groundwater extraction could cause the land to sink, leading to other problems. UD research hopes to inform policy decisions about the use of this unique water resource before adverse impacts occur.
The Army National Guard responds to disasters such as wildfires and floods. They protect us with missile defense, cybersecurity, and civilian support teams for chemical, biological, and radiological hazards. Be there for your community and your country. Visit nationalguard.com to learn more about part-time service. Sponsored by the Delaware Army National Guard, by the Maryland, D.C. Delaware Broadcasters Association, and this station.
Fall is the perfect time to change up your style and enjoy big savings on designer glasses at My Eye Doctor. Hey, it's Dan Gaffney. You're going to find brands like Calvin Klein, Valentino, and more starting at just $145 for a complete pair. And choose from the area's largest selection. Eye care and eyewear really are better together at My Eye Doctor, Doctors of Optometry. They accept all insurances. Find a location and schedule an eye exam today at myeyedr.com.
At Aaron's, we love the holiday spirit, the kindness, the giving, the sharing. For us, that spirit has no season. It's always there, and those doing good all year round. That's why we approve good people other stores won't. Your credit isn't the best? Okay. Need more time to pay? Let's work it out. Flexible payment options? Sure. Lease to own top brands. Delivery is free, because good people always deserve better. Aaron's. Easy, beautiful, affordable.
Staples is more than a place you go to buy a printer. It's where an associate showed me the printer that works best for my business. Like the all-new HP LaserJet Pro 400 printers with advanced wireless and security. And they're easy to set up. I need all of that. Right now at Staples, get up to $200 off the HP LaserJet Pro 400 series. The best printers at great prices. Staples, for your business tech and beyond. In-store only. Ends 11/16/19. See associate or staples.com/AP400 series for details.
Motorists, be on the lookout, especially during the fall season. Traveling motorists need to know about the increase in deer crossings during deer rut and hunting seasons, which occur predominantly in October, November in Delaware. Warning, our communities, families, and our motorists about the hazards during the fall will bring in awareness and hopefully reduce deer-related crashes. Remain vigilant at all times while driving or walking. Please find out more on our website at dsp.delaware.gov. Thank you for being safe. This is Sergeant Richard Broads with the Delaware State Police.
The Assateague Coastal Trust is proud to bring you the Wild and Scenic Film Festival back to the shore for the 9th consecutive year. November 16th, it will be at the Island Theater in Chincoteague. Doors open at 6 p.m. Enjoy 17 short films ranging from 28 minutes to just 2 minutes, all highlighting the critical importance of engagement within communities in the face of environmental challenges. Experience a love of nature through film. For tickets and information, go online to actforbays.org.
The following program is a paid commercial presentation.
I love his song. That's fun. It's a fun on Saturday. I need a little ukulele.
I love it.
I used to be able to play Christmas tune on the ukulele. There we go. I need, so maybe I can get back on stage with that.
Yeah.
Do a little Milton Theater with my ukulele.
With your...
I could also do a Rolling Stones tune.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, that was it. That's right. That's right. 2 numbers only with a ukulele. It was good. Hey, listen, thanks. We are back, everybody, back on Coastal A&E. I'm glad that you're here. Of course, I have Sarah Gilmore from Pathways to Success, John Paul LeGap here from the Theater. We're having a really good time. Earlier today, a Tony Award-winning performer, Grace Field, called in. She's on flight somewhere exotic and mysterious, but she will be here on November 22nd for a show to Broadway, the Milton Theater. And we should probably give away some tickets to that. I think that we're going to try to do that. So that number is 302-491-6484. Let's take, let's say the third caller. You can come in and get tickets to see Grace and meet a bunch of other fun people. I think that's going to be a really phenomenal show. In fact, I know it's going to be a phenomenal show.
Oh, it is going to be. It's going to be wonderful.
Everyone's excited about it. I'm a big fan. I think that a lot of people that unless you really know Broadway very well, there's a lot of songs that end up in what I call the Great American Songbook, which anyone that's performed knows this, but that often cross over into more popular mainstream. Like, I didn't realize that was a Broadway tune.
Right.
There's a lot of songs out there that start as Broadway musical numbers.
Absolutely.
You know?
Yeah. I agree.
Which kind? Do we have caller 3 on the line already? See, that was fast.
Yeah.
Hey, good morning. You're on Coastal A&E.
Good morning, it's Lisa Hudson.
Oh, Lisa. Hey, how's it going? You've won. It's been a while since you've called in and won something. So congratulations.
Right.
Well, you're no stranger to the Milton Theater, are you?
I'm not.
Right on. So this is going to be a great show. Were you able to listen earlier when we had Grace on the air?
I did.
Yeah, it's going to be phenomenal.
It's going to be fun.
Yeah. Are you a fan of Broadway music? I can't remember.
I am.
Yeah, okay. So we have met before. You have won tickets before in the past. By the way, this is my 2nd anniversary on the air of Coastal A&E. Today, as a matter of fact, very happy about that.
Happy anniversary.
Thank you. So it only makes sense, Lisa, that you would call in and win these tickets.
Right, because I saw you at the Milton Theater last time.
That's right. As a matter of fact. Yeah, like, hey, Lisa. So, listen, I'm glad you called. We're going to keep you on hold. Colin's going to get your information, but what we'll do is we'll have your name at the door, and you probably pick these up at the performance, right?
Right, and it's 2 tickets.
2 tickets. Mm-hmm. So you and a special person can go. It's going to be.
And you're going to be there too?
I'm probably very well will be there. Yes.
Okay.
So I'll make a point. We can high five in the audience before the show starts.
All righty.
All right. Hey, Lisa, thank you for listening. I appreciate it.
Congratulations.
Yeah,
Thanks, Lisa.
Yeah, people love the Milton Theater. It went super fast.
I know.
Yeah, they did.
Excited about it. Love it.
So great.
10 seconds for the caller.
I need to give a quick shout out to a sponsor of the show I'm hosting, which name I suddenly forgot. The residents of Lighthouse Cove, Dewey Beach. Do you like the idea of luxury living? Well, that's exactly what you'll find. The residents of Lighthouse Cove, Dewey Beach, they feature brand new 1, 2, 3, and 4-bedroom luxury condominiums nestled directly next to the Rehoboth Bay in the heart of Dewey Beach, Delaware. The residences featured resort-filled amenities, incredible bay views, bayside dining, and much more. They're family-built, family-inspired, and family-operated, all designed specifically for you. At 1301 Coastal Highway in Dewey Beach. So welcome to Luxury Living in Dewey Beach. For more information about the residences of Lighthouse Cove, visit them online at www.theresidencesde.com. luxury living. There you go. I would love to get that out there. So, Sarah, fill us in a little more on Pathways to Success. How can people get involved into this organization?
Well, you can go to our website, which is www.pathways-success.org. Or you can contact me. My phone number is 302-381-1494.
Fantastic. I'm going to copy the link as soon as I get my computer working. I'm going to post this as a comment on our Facebook page.
Okay.
Where people can go right now, facebook.com/coastalae. They can see the live stream of the show. You can also see it on facebook.com/TV Delmarva. So people can get more information about Pathways to Success, and maybe they can reach out and do some work too, because you're always looking for people to roll the sleeves and help out, right?
Right. We're always looking for, people to help us. Being who I am, an outreach coordinator, we're always looking for funding. So if there are any companies out there that would like to support Pathways and the work that we do, please contact me. We would be happy to come to your company and talk to your employees about Pathways to Success and what we're doing locally in Sussex County. So,
fantastic.
Yeah.
Right on. Look, I'm glad more people will check it out. I know it's a great organization, and you've done a tremendous amount of work with them and a great success record to back all that up. And what are some upcoming shows at the theater? We mentioned you have a lot of holiday shows.
Well, we have about 50 shows, 50 events left until the end of the year. 40 of those are holiday themed. Again, you mentioned earlier that your friend Mandy performed the theater. It just shows the kind of diverse entertainment that we have at the Milton Theater. So coming up in the next few weeks, we have assisted living musical, The Home for the Holidays. Assisted living the musical. This hilarious vaudeville play targeted for older audiences, and it's hilarious as belly laughing. And for this year, they are going to perform The Home for the Holidays, so they tweaked the show to reflect the holidays. And then we have Close to You, Christmas with Carpenters. It's a Carpenters tribute show, and they will be performing a tribute to the two Christmas albums the Carpenters have recorded. We have a film screening of It's a Wonderful Life. Classic Hollywood film, classic holiday film. Aside from that, we'll also be showing Polar Express. It's going to be a pajama party, so we're going to have hot chocolate for the kids, ginger cookies, and come in your jammies with your friends, and then watch the movie. Wow, I think I'm probably going to take up your whole show if I describe all.
Oh, no, that's okay. Well, I put a link to the theater on the Facebook Live page. I'm very interested in the Carpenter's Christmas, because that was a quintessential. When I was a kid, that Carpenter's Christmas album was everywhere.
Yeah.
And it wasn't Christmas without it.
Yeah. The same band performed last January, sold out these two shows. It's going to be on Sunday and Monday evening, just to show how busy our schedules are. We actually have shows on Monday evenings for the holiday season, and it's again that show is probably going to be sold out. And again, Michael said that you can check out all of our shows on our website. We've got holiday burlesque shows. We've got drag queen burlesque drag queen holiday shows. We've got an interactive holiday tea for kids. Again, we've got for every taste. We've got something for everyone.
You've got everything covered. It wouldn't be the holidays without a drag queen show, right?
Absolutely.
Gotta get Santa out there and work it up. It's just a funny story. I posted something here about a holiday show, but go ahead, Sarah.
I wanted to say one performance that I'm going to go to, and several of my friends are going to go to, is the local singer-songwriter show with Saul Knopf, Keith Mack, Ed Shockley, and
All great, fun, wonderful local musicians.
Yes.
I forgot the fourth artist, but
and Doug
James.
Doug James.
Yeah, right on. Doug James, who is a very accomplished Grammy Award-winning, I believe, singer-songwriter.
Yeah,
absolutely.
It's written some super famous songs,
and I believe all of them live in Sussex County.
They do.
Yeah,
it's amazing. Yeah, we're like a watershed of talent out here. It's great. I love it. I think that's fantastic to be able to have all that we can offer all that to anyone that's here. I think what's going to happen here in a little bit, just like we got like 60 seconds left, we're going to make a transition over to the people from Oddity Prodigy. I know they're floating down here somewhere. We're just going to get them to pop in, maybe tap on the window and get them here on the mic. I really thank you both for coming out today.
Michael.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
You guys had a good time. I hope it just flies by.
I know.
Crazy. But thank you for being here. I just happened to realize it's my second anniversary show this morning. So
congratulations.
Thank you. I think in 2 years, I've only done 2 repeat broadcasts, I think twice. So that's a lot of shows I've had out here. Yeah, it's like 100-something shows.
And I just want to thank you, Michael. I mean, you have built so much awareness about the arts, about so many things.
Thank you very much.
In our local area, and I really appreciate it. And I know that a lot of other people do too.
That's nice. Well, when you sort of steam my award in, you can put it in the kitchen. I'll be happy when it shows up. I'm kidding. It's near and dear to my heart, and I love it. And of course, you are known out there, a supporter of so many different things as well. The Milton Theater, I love that place. Always have.
Thank you.
We'll definitely have you back on the show. Talk more in detail about that. Some other upcoming shows. Always a good time. Congratulations to Lisa Hudson, I know she's going to love those tickets. It's amazing how quick she went. I don't know how this is. Like, I won. It's like anytime, So it's been a while since I've given away tickets. I'm glad that Lisa called and just worked out. If she's listening, congratulations. So, thank you both very much. I think we're going to, if they're here, I'm not quite sure where they are, but they're ready to come on in. So, thank you
so much.
A shout out again to the Grace Field Show. It's going to be phenomenal. I really appreciate it. Yes. Thank you very much.
Thank you guys for having us.
You're welcome. All right, let's bring them in here then. It's right outside the door. Not quite sure where they are. They're going to pop in here. We're going to do a little transition and then have some of the publishers from Oddity Prodigy, which is a very interesting production company. They're a collective of artists all across various media. And I've had them on the show in the past. The fiction, illustration, costume design is very, very interesting. They have a website, of course, where they have a lot of this information. Hey, come on in, guys. How's it going? We got you both set up right here. So, Patrick,
yes.
How's it? Yeah, we're going to get you to this mic, and I'm not sure, but a gentleman you brought here we've not met before.
Hi, I'm Jacob Goldstein.
Jacob, how are you? Welcome to Coastal A&E. Glad you guys are here.
Well, thank you guys for having us. It's great to be here again.
Sure, absolutely. So it was probably over the summer, maybe, was a late spring. You and your wife.
Yes. She sends her apologies. She's working on something that we're actually going to be talking about. She's finishing up her piece of it today.
Oh, fantastic. She's an illustrator.
Yes.
Very talented, award-winning illustrator.
Absolutely, yeah.
She did some beautiful illustrations for a Cat and Mouse publication, I believe. Correct? About the mermaid?
Yes, the mermaid in Rehoboth Bay.
It's all coming back to me. Yes, it's just phenomenal. So tell me very quickly, what is Oddity Prodigy Productions?
Well, Oddity Prodigy Productions is a artists collective. About 7 of us, we got together and we all did stuff by ourselves. We were artists and authors, and we had a costume designer as well, and we just all kind of banded together under the same brand.
Yeah, the idea was when you have creative talents and you enjoy writing, drawing, it's solo work, and it's hard to you have to focus on what you're doing. A lot of times we all have other jobs, and it's just easier if you have a bunch of people to kind of mutually support each other. Offering critiques, editing, but beyond that, we do conventions, and it's easier when you have a team of people going to a convention to set up the table and work the table rather than doing it all by yourself.
That's a lot of work. I'm telling you.
Also, it really greases the way for a lot of us as well. I mean, if I were to come out and say, I'm having a new book come out, J. Patrick Hahn book, someone's going to go, well, okay, but who are you? But if I say an Oddity Prodigy book is coming out, now the brand carries that forward. So it's like, I bought other Oddity Prodigy stuff, and we're essentially grouping 6 of us together and pushing all of our work at the same time, and a rising tide lifts all boats.
Right on. And right now, you've just launched an Indiegogo campaign for...
Yes, for our scary stuff.
Scary stuff,
Yep,
that's
it's
right.
our-
So
it's
it's an
gonna be-
anthology of...
Yeah, it's an anthology of horror stories, but it's old school horror stories. Think more Tales from the Crypt than Saw, or any of the, like, it's
okay.
like 70s, 80s kind of stuff.
Mm-hmm.
So
Yeah,
it's,
we designed it to be kind of an homage to stories that we grew up with. You know, things like magazines like Creepy and Eerie, and, you know, people know Tales from the Crypt from the show.
Sure.
But that's based on the old EC comics like that, Vault of Horror, suspense stories, things like that. And, you know, I'm an old comic collector, so those EC comics were always one of those things that were sort of foundational for, you know, my love of horror. And when we decided we wanted to do an anthology next, we picked horror in part because, you know, that's one of our favorite genres. You know, we'll have other things that we're going to be doing in the future. But those comics and those magazines and those, like, Creepshow was one of the first horror movies I ever saw.
Oh, okay.
And these are all, you know, kind of tied into that. So when we sat down and we said, well, what should our theme be? We thought that would be a lot of fun. And it really has been. The stories we got are incredible, and the people, the authors that submitted are all people who kind of share that love. Like Weldon Burge, who's a local Delaware author and publisher, was one of the guys that talked to us just right off the bat when we were putting the book out, that he was interested because he loved those things too. And Phil Junta, who's the Pennsylvania author, is another one that has a lot of stuff out there that jumped right in and had a great story.
That's phenomenal. So how many are in this anthology? How many different authors are represented?
There's 27 different stories, including we have 3 or 4 comics that are going to be in it as well.
Wow, great!
'Cause we like to mix up and put something different. One of our members, Steve Myers, is a comic artist, and he's been doing that he used to work at Valiant. And
matter of fact, next year is going to be the 25th anniversary of his comic creation, Super Chum.
Oh, fantastic.
Which is
wow,
the guy that
25
was,
years,
yeah,
man. Yeah.
So we're doing something to that next year.
Yeah, it debuted in the University of Delaware student newspaper a long time ago when we were much younger.
Well, it's funny you mentioned when I was a kid, and I'm sure I'm probably older than both of you. Those I remember very particular those comic books, Eerie. There was one I liked that was the same genre, and man, there were some really intense stories in that book. I've spoken about them on the air, but there was one about this clown. Well, he was a clown, and he was married to a trapeze artist, and she was not a nice person, and he found a way to basically kill her. She comes back to life and makes his life hell. I mean, it was really intense stuff when you were a kid reading it, but the genre, the way it's presented, which was very connected, I think, to that time period. We're talking about the early 70s at that time, late 60s. It was a very interesting movement that really started and began to thrive at that point in time. And I think it's interesting that you can find ways to throw back to that in publications.
Yeah, and it's like you said, that era is one of those kind of defining eras. You know, most of the EC stuff came out pre-Comics Code, so in the 40s and 50s was its heyday. And then in the early 70s is when a lot of that horror stuff started to come back. That's when, you know, you saw the debut of things like House of Secrets and House of Mystery from DC Comics, and they really started doing those horror stories again. And as I said, those were inspirational for me, but it's one of those things where horror itself as a genre started to evolve and develop, because, you know, in the 60s and whatnot, it was mostly like, you know, Hamner horror films like Dracula, and it started moving towards things like, you know, what you got in the 80s slasher films, like Halloween, and but that period in the 70s, right in between, it was all very, I don't want to say backwards looking because it's not quite right, but it was all connected to those earlier stories, and that's what we're trying to do is create another connection like that.
Phenomenal. Yeah. And so you're an author yourself. You have publication. You're in this anthology.
Yeah, I have a short story in the anthology. I have one of the comics I scripted, and I'm also editing it. One of the 2 editors, along with Nicholas Leamy. And I've had other stuff, short stories, for horror stories printed out or published rather.
So explain how Indiegogo campaign works, and what is the impetus here for people? They can help support the publication. They can
help support the publication, yes. But the other thing that crowdfunding is really good for is you're really selling your first stock. So we have a bunch of different levels. We have levels where you get a digital copy of the book. We have levels where you're going to get a copy of the book. and you try to set a goal that is reasonable. We've set a $2,000 goal, and so far we're over halfway there.
Oh,
we've
phenomenal.
We've only been our first week.
64% as of this morning, I believe.
Right.
Yeah, I mean, we've gotten a lot of really positive response. But we also can do things like if we meet our goal and we exceed our goal by a certain amount, like we set a goal for $4,000, and if we meet that goal, we're going to upgrade everyone that gets a copy of the book to a hardcover.
Oh, okay, nice.
So it's a way for us to gauge how we can put a book out.
So people are it's sort of, well, it's not necessarily it's not about donating to a nonprofit. These are it's almost a form of investing in your product.
It's kind of like pre-ordering the book.
You're exactly. You're pre-ordering.
So we have a number of different levels. Like, one of them is just a copy of the book. We have a digital copy of the book, and the higher levels where you get something a little bit more special, like signed copies or prints of the cover. We have one of the higher levels. We're selling the original art for the comic, or the original large size pages done by the artist. It'll all be signed, and it's all kind of a special thing. And that's one of the reasons you do an Indiegogo, is to find your market. It helps advertise a little bit, get word of the book out there before it comes out, but also it gives people a chance to buy it, and then in 3 months or whenever, when we're aiming for early February to have it sent, you get a little surprise, something you bought back in November, and it's a little present to myself.
Yeah, that's going to be nice. Yeah. So how do people find out about where do they go to get the information about the Indiegogo campaign?
There's a number of places. If you go to, check it out on Facebook, which is Facebook/Oddity Prodigy. We have a number of links there. If you go directly to our website, which is oddityprodigy.com, there's a link there for scary stuff. You click on that, it'll take you right to the Indiegogo. Or you can go to the Indiegogo page itself, so Indiegogo.com, and then if you search on that for scary stuff or horror, we're one of the first ones that come up.
Yeah, if you search on scary stuff, we're the very first thing that comes up.
Oh, yeah, man, that's how that happened.
Top bill, right, yeah.
You can't beat that, man. I actually put a link in our Facebook page right now, so anyone that's watching this live stream, facebook.com/CoastalEE, or I believe T Delmarva, you can click on that link and go directly to your campaign.
Oh, thank you very much.
Absolutely, no worries. So what other genres do you explore in Oddity
Well, our
Prodigy?
very next anthology we're going to be accepting for submissions for, I think we're going to be opening the submissions either January or February. It's either going to be right before Scary Stuff comes out or right after Scary Stuff comes out. We're doing a utopian science fiction.
Interesting.
So the working title that we have right now is Bright Mirror. A lot of people are familiar with Black Mirror, was technology gone wrong. This is more technology gone right. So it's all stories taking place in utopian settings. So it makes it a little bit more difficult to come up with conflict, because no one thinks of conflict when you think of utopian setting.
Sure.
But the stories in that genre, we feel it's the right time for it. You think about earlier this year, Game of Thrones ended. People are having a little bit of Walking Dead fatigue at the moment. It's in its 75th season now, I think. So it seems to be ripe for the time for us to push something that is just positive based.
Wow.
And the other editor, I'm going to be one of the editors of this one, and the other editor, Steve Myers, we're both big fans of Star Trek and a lot of the utopian science fiction stuff that's gone right and that's gone wrong.
Phenomenal. And that's people get more information about this on oddityprodigy.com. Again, I have the link up here. And if someone wanted to submit to be part of these anthologies, or to actually become possibly a member, there's our outro music. I think, isn't that what I'm hearing? All of a sudden I'm hearing outro music. I don't know. We still got like a minute and 30 left. I'm not sure why that's happening.
If you sign up, we have a link for a mailing list on the site.
Yes.
If you sign up for that, once we're ready to take open submissions, we'll be sending out notifications.
Excellent. I'm going to keep you gentlemen around for a little bit longer, if that's cool.
Sure, yeah.
This is part of our live stream on TV Delmarva, which I'm very excited about. I got Tyler Green, musician's going to come in and play a little bit. I think he's here in the studio somewhere, possibly. Hey, folks, thank you very much.
We'd like to take a moment to thank Delmarva Allstate agent Paul Sarnak for sponsoring our Delaware 1059 talk or text line. 24 hours a day, 302-839-1059. And let's face it, most people put off buying life insurance for any number of reasons. Remember, it isn't for you, it's for them. Let your Delmarva Allstate agent Paul Sarnak protect you. Call today at 302-248-8500. And remember, Don't text and drive.
Digital devices can cause eye strain, but blue light lenses from My Eye Doctor help reduce harmful effects. Schedule an exam today at My Eye Doctor, Doctors of Optometry. We welcome all assurances. MyEYEDR.com. City streets or small towns, everyone deserves a clean, green community. We are Keep America Beautiful, a nonprofit working to end littering, improve cycling, and beautify communities. Let's do beautiful things. Visit KAB.org.
From the Lawns Unlimited Studios, WXDE Lewis. Protect your irrigation system. Let the professional.
This is Sea Talk, ocean news from the University of Delaware. Delaware's low-lying elevation makes the state especially vulnerable to flooding from storms and sea level rise, particularly since no part of the state is more than 8 miles from tidal waters. To address these challenges, Delaware Sea Grant and partners from around the state created the Resilient and Sustainable Communities League, also known as RASCL, a collaborative network that provides technical expertise to Delaware communities in order to increase their ability to adapt, mitigate, and respond to environmental changes, including climate change. The third annual RASCL Summit will be held this month. Learn more at decgrant.org/coastal-hazards. This is Sea Talk, a public service announcement from the University of Delaware, the Delaware Sea Grant College Program, and this station.
Here, and I want to talk about chicken coops. This is for your chickens coop. Okay, so if you need a place for your chickens to coop, we've got Amish-made chicken coops at Weller's in Bridgeville. We also sell Amish-made sheds. We've got them in different shapes and styles. Quick delivery, great prices, quality construction, and they have a rent-to-own program. So check us out at Wellers.com. Like us on Facebook if you would, or come see us on Route 13 in Bridgeville because we'd like to meet you.
If you're living with diabetes and using insulin, you know the pain of pricking your fingers over and over again. By wearing a small remote device called Continuous Glucose Monitor, or CGM, you can reduce the pain of pricking your fingers right away. If you're testing your blood sugar 4 more times per day, injecting insulin 3 or more times per day, or use an insulin pump, call the Diabetic Health Hotline today and learn about the latest CGM technology. Not only can a CGM immediately reduce pain, it's accurate, easy to use, and helps you make better diabetes treatment decisions. And if you have Medicare, you can get a new CGM at little or no out-of-pocket cost. We'll also provide free shipping of your new CGM, and we'll bill your insurance company for you. If you are testing your blood sugar 4 more times per day and injecting insulin 3 or more times per day, or using an insulin pump, call now and learn how to receive your new continuous glucose monitor at little or no out-of-pocket cost. Here's a great way to save money on your credit card bills. If you have 3 or more credit cards and you're way behind on the payments, we can show you a way to pay as little as 50% and have 0 debt in 24 months. Call now and learn how to reduce your credit card bills by 50% and be 100% debt-free. We always offer 24/7 help and a free consultation. Call right now.
Funny thing about health insurance, you don't think about how much you need it until you need it. he's not going to be okay. That's why I love Health Markets, your insurance marketplace. I guarantee you won't find a lower price anywhere for the plans they offer. They search thousands of plans from over 200 leading companies, both on the exchange and off, to find the plan that saves you money. You may even qualify for free health insurance with no monthly premiums. One call to Health Markets and they do it all. Evaluate your needs, offer objective solutions, and even handle the enrollment process.
Here you can get a new CGM at little or no out-of-pocket cost. We'll also provide free shipping of your new CGM, and we'll bill your insurance company for you. If you are testing your blood sugar 4 more times per day and injecting insulin 3 or more times per day, or using an insulin pump, call now and learn how to receive your new continuous glucose monitor at little or no out-of-pocket cost.
All right, I think we're back. That's a fun little ditty. Makes me want to go shopping for some reason. I don't know, what is that? Ditty. It's gonna be stuck in my head all day. I'm gonna go out. That sounds like you need them. Like that's where you would have martini and go on a shopping spree, and that music's playing in the background. So I just carefree, nothing have to worry about in the world, nothing serious. You get a little dog on a chain. Little Fifi boarding. Is that what it sounds like? I can't go down the road of dogs named Fifi because there is one in my neighborhood, and hopefully her master isn't listening because that dog is a real pain in the. But anyway, it's a poodle, of course. See the poodle. So that would be something that people could write about, right? There would be
easily.
That sounds like the what is it that you were just talking about?
The utopian.
The utopian existence. Yes.
Yeah.
Everybody's happy. Everyone walking around, and then you got a dog named Fifi. All types of crazy stuff. So we were back. We were on the live stream portion of Coastal A&E, which is I'm a huge fan of TV Delmarva. So we've started this probably a few weeks ago. We had the live stream going, but it was sort of hit and miss because of the time where we were. Wi-Fi is not our friend, but we're a great studio up here. I'm very excited about this.
Very nice studio.
And thank you, and I'm glad you guys are here. So
glad to be here.
It's just all over different, little more a free form when we're doing our live stream, which is nice. There's probably FCC regs that are out there somewhere, but right now, technically, we're just doing a live stream on Facebook, so it's all pretty cool. It's all good. I do know that at some point, should he get the directions down, we're going to have Tyler Green in here performing. He's a good local musician. Cool. Do you guys have musicians as part of your creative mix of people, or are they mostly focused on writing, illustration? I know you have the costume design, which is interesting mix.
Mm-hmm. Well, I play a little guitar, but I would call myself a musician.
Right
we have, not directly in our main group, but a lot of the people that we work with or we're friends with, we have a few musicians in that mix.
And when the group, how does one become a part of Oddity Prodigy?
Well, we work with a lot of people and we partner with a lot of people, but we're very particular about who comes in and actually becomes a member of the group proper. There's 7 of us now, and it would require a unanimous vote between all 7 of us to bring anybody in. We're very careful about having somebody be members of the company, but we enjoy working with others, and we partner with other people very readily. So we usually find that most people, when they say want to be part of the company, what they really mean is they want to work with us. And that's much easier for us to accommodate.
Got it. Right on.
Yeah, we'll work with anyone, and that's one of the things that we kind of our mission. So one of the things we wanted to do with Scary Stuff is lift up other local writers, and get them in print. Because, remember the first time I was published, and it was like the coolest day of my life. And in Scary Stuff, we have 5 different writers who never had a printed word published.
Oh, interesting.
And it was one of the things we went out of our way to do. Like, we recruited a few people who had, been saying to me, I'd love to write. And I'm like, well, write. Yeah. And badgered them into getting some short stories and made it into the book. We got a ton of submissions, and some of these people that we had kind of pushed a little bit, like Cole Jameson is one, Colin Anderson is another. They're both Newark guys. Johnny Guzman is another one. He's got one of the comics in it. These are all folks who've been in and around creative stuff their whole life and never had kind of I don't want to say chance, but they never really got pushed. And that's one of the things that we try to do is lift up folks like that, get them out there,
Right on.
because these are good voices to have out in the creative field. Like the 3 stories from those guys I just mentioned are all just terrific tales. And when you read them in this book, they're a lot of fun. And it's just knowing that this is going to be their first in print is, as an editor and as a member of this group that we put together, that's pretty special.
So why is it that when someone's published for the first time, that becomes sort of a professional accolade on their part? Like, oh, I'm finally published. Yeah. So explain, when you said you were thrilled, explain how that process works, what it is. Why is that an honor for a starting writer?
Well, I guess it's a bit like validation. But when you sit down and you write a short story, as an author, you're writing that you want people to read it. Like, that's the exciting part, is you have this creative vision and you finally finish it and you edit it and you want to put it out there and you want people to see it because you're proud of it. It's like a piece of music. You want to hear that on the radio, and that's exciting. With publishing, it's a little different because it's a long process. The first story I got published was in a magazine called Lovecraftiana, which is a British magazine that focuses on stories that are in the vein of H.P. Lovecraft. And I sold the story, and I remember sitting at work, or I'd submitted to it. And this particular story, which is called What Time We Have, is something I wrote probably 3 years before this was published. And it got rejected maybe 15, 16 times. But you just keep putting it out there because, I know this is a story, somebody will want it. And finally they want it. I remember I was sitting at my desk at my old job, and I got I glanced at the email, it said, "We'd like to buy your story." I was like, well, got up, had to walk around the office for a little while. I was just really excited. Yeah. It's validation, and it's knowing that people out there are going to read your work. And what I've discovered since then, and I've sold a number of pieces since then, is that that feeling doesn't go away.
Not at all.
Each time, you get a letter back or a call that says, "Hey, we'd like to print this story," it's just incredibly exciting. And being able to share that, like I said, as an editor is one of the great joys of doing this.
And it's a different feel. I mean, in this day and age, anyone can put something out.
Sure.
I mean, you can write a story, you can put it out onto KDP and have it on Amazon tomorrow, and you can self-publish it. And there's nothing, not to take anything away from that accomplishment, but it's different when someone else reads your work and says, "I'm going to put my resources behind this, and I think this is worthy of being out there in the world as well." And to be part of a publishing company that gets to take younger writers or new writers and tell them, "Hey, your story is worth something. We want to put your story out there." It gives them a little bit more validation than just saying, "Well, I put it out there on Amazon," and sometimes it hits really, really big. There was a book called Wool that was originally a blog post that then the guy self-published, and then a real publisher picked him up, and he's made a lot of money off of that book. There's a couple of sequels to that.
Wow. Well, that's a rarity normal.
That's not the norm.
Yeah, it's like, oh, here's my plans for retirement is to self-publish on Amazon and become famous, right?
Right.
So,
no, yeah. I mean, that definitely doesn't happen that often. So to be able to say we're giving authors a chance to get the validation that we got when we got our first stories out there. My first story was published in a book called Plague of Shadows by Bill Burge. We talked about him a little bit ago. His company, Smart Rhino. And they picked up my short story, and I remember finding out that it was going to be in, and it was going to be published. It's an amazing feeling. And Jake's right, it doesn't go away. Every single published piece I've had since then, I've had that exact same feeling. It feels just the same.
So there is then just, there's a difference between someone's like, I'm a published writer, and someone that is self-published, not to denigrate self-publishing, obviously, because this is we live in a world where anyone can do that.
Yeah, I mean, it's the best time in the world. Anyone can put anything out there. It's the worst time in the world. Anyone can put anything out there.
Exactly. So how do you filter through the? Well, let me ask you: who makes the decisions about what was in the anthology? You as the editor?
Well, this was all
for scary stuff. The two editors, like I said, myself and Nicholas Lemmy, we received about 95 different submissions from all over the world. We had writers from Italy, Australia, South America. So it was a lot to kind of sift through, and we sat down and read them, and then he and I argued for a couple evenings about which were the best ones, and we whittled it down and eventually sent out offers to folk or acceptance letters. But it was a fun process, and I got to read 95 great shorts. It's like everybody submitted stories were fantastic. There was nothing that I would say guys like, this person should never write again. Like, every one of these people and every one of those stories is probably going to see print somewhere. We had a limited space, so you have to start picking and choosing, and it's a difficult process, but it's also a lot of fun. And we had a good time. There weren't very many that we disagreed on. Like, weren't any stories that, I thought, well, this is the best thing ever, and he's like, well, this is trash. That just didn't come up because good writing and good stories kind of shine through. And whittle that down. It's a process. It takes a while.
Sure. I would say the cream rises to the top. That's just an expression that I like, and it's because it's true. And most anything, or anytime there's more than one creative person working for one goal, usually that's what happens.
I mean, if we could have put a book out that was like 2 feet thick,
yeah,
we would have included every story.
The
only problem is exactly right. We couldn't put out the Encyclopedia Britannica, so we had to go with the 27, I believe, is the count.
Yeah,
right?
27. It'd be about 300 pages.
Wow.
Yeah.
Now, was that 27? Was that just, it ended up that way, or did you say this is going to be the cutoff? We can't have any more than 27.
Well, you kind of look at the page count. And you say you want to have something between 250 pages and 350 pages for an anthology, because when you get to a book that starts to get that thick, you expect someone like George R.R. Martin's name on it.
Yeah, so it was really page count that dictated.
Okay, right on. And you have a general, say you like to stay within this. When you do that, for the short stories, is there a word count limit? Or
yeah, when we created the submission process, we asked for stories that were between 3,000 and 5,000 words. And most of the stories we got were within that. We got a few that were like around 9,000 and a couple short ones. We have one that's a little bit below that's in there. But really, that was the general guideline. And that's so you can get as many stories as possible into the books.
It's interesting. I actually have written and am published and have written short stories, and it's a whole different mindset, trying to make this story within this 3,000 to 5,000 word limit. At least for me, the first couple of drafts are always longer. You have to like back and keep pulling it back and pulling it back and pulling it back. It's an interesting process.
Yeah, my story that's going to be in this is called Gin Neat. Was originally about 8,000 words, and I got it down to I think 4,500. Oh. And it's a process. So like I have a novel coming out called The Change, and it's about 80,000 words. And that's the first time I've really kind of let go and even within that, the first draft was probably 10,000 more words. Because once you finish writing and get it all out on the page, the next step is to just get rid of as much of it as possible. Just kind of an odd process, but
keep paring it back. Because
you want the story to be as sharp and as concise and as easy reading as possible. You don't want a lot of fat on there or anything like that.
How many anthologies roughly do you guys try to get out every year?
Well, this is going to be the first year of us doing anthologies. This year, we put out, early in March, we put out our first anthology, the Oh Snap, It's Oddity Prodigy. We gave you a copy of the one we were on the radio program. Yeah. And that was basically just a short story from each of us, some of the costume pinups, as well as some of the illustrations and comics to be representative of the company. This is really our first anthology that we're putting out with submission-based, and it's going to be a full book. The 250, actually 300 pages long. And so we're probably going to end up doing roughly 2 a year, I would think.
Yeah, we're developing the process now. What we'd like to see is about a 5 to 6 month turnaround on each book. So we can, if we start overlapping, we'd like to maybe do between 2 and 3 years, seeing how this goes. I know based on the Indiegogo and the success we've had just in the first week of that, we're feeling pretty good about our chances.
It's going very, very well. People have come out in massive support for us.
And we do well at cons. The stuff we have on our table, one of the things we've focused on is bright colors. Because you go to a lot of conventions and a lot of people, a lot of comics, black covers and vampires and stuff. And we've got these blues, greens, and reds. And when you see the colors, the cover scary stuff, it's bright reds and colors. And, it catches the eye. Like we're doing the Ocean City Comic Con next month.
I was just going to ask you about that. It's in January, isn't it?
It's December
14th.
Okay, yeah.
So we'll be there, and we'll have our table decked out and all our bright colors. We won't have this. We'll have mostly our current offerings. But once we start our convention schedule next year, we'll have scary stuff on our table. Hopefully, my novel will be taking submissions for Bright Mirror.
And
we're probably going to do another Oh Snap We're going to make that an annual thing for just our own work to put out.
So we'll have a primer every year. So
Right on.
we're hoping to. Yeah.
The Comic Con, is it their third or second one, or they?
I believe it's their third.
Yeah, I went the
pretty
first
sure.
one, and I remember that and I was covering it for my TV show at the time, A&E Report, and it got very big very quickly. I remember that they were not expecting the crowds that showed up,
Yeah.
and it really started filling this place up, and some of the organizers like, oh my God, we're going, but it ended up working out. I think every year it gets bigger and more robust.
I saw the pictures from last year, and it looked like it was taking place in a city as opposed to I mean, I know Ocean City, but it literally was taking place in a much larger venue. There was just wall-to-wall people everywhere, so we're really looking forward to seeing that crowd.
That's exciting.
And this is our first. We haven't done it before.
Oh, okay.
So we're excited about that.
Nice. Yeah, I think just the, well, of course, people find it intriguing. There's a lot of cosplay. There's a lot of people showing up in, in costuming, and there's so many different elements of. There's some great visual artists that show up as well. Usually.
When the conventions, most of the conventions that we've done this year, the cover artist for Beach Pulp has been there as well.
Yeah.
And
I interviewed him at the time.
His pictures are amazing.
Joe Palumbo,
Joe Palumbo, yeah.
Incredibly talented guy, and I really like his work. It's exciting. That's going to be a fun event for you.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, we're looking for. We have prints from our artists that we'll have on our table, and just stuff like that. It's always a good time, and all these conventions are a lot of fun.
I'm gonna try to convince my wife to bring out the prints from the Mermaid book again and have them at the Ocean City.
That would be nice. People would love that.
Really, really beautiful pieces.
Well, her work is incredible.
I remember trying to convince my wife, who did the cover, to scare stuff to start doing that as well.
Okay, so you both are married to these multi-talented visual artists, I guess, right? So that's nice to keep it all going.
Yeah, all we do is write. They're the ones who
exactly. We married.
So there you go. It's a great thrill. Do people ever just go to a website and just, without unsolicited, just submit work like, here I want to be part of this, or what can you do with this, or
we've approached personally as well. I've been walked up to a couple times and someone says, hey, you're with Oddity Prodigy, and I'm thinking about doing something. I said, no problem, just if you have something, give it to me and I'll bring it to everybody, or send an email into the website.
And what happens at that? So let's say someone's written what they consider to be just a brilliant short story, open-ended genre, just for the point of discussion. They're like, I want to send to your organization. What happens at that point?
We'll take it. Yeah, we'll take it. We'll never turn anyone away.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, one of my favorite directors is Kevin Smith out of New Jersey. Well, he was out of New Jersey. And one of the things he's said often is there's absolutely nothing to be gained by discouraging an artist, but there's everything to be gained by encouraging one. Because you never know where the movie, the book, song is going to come from that's going to touch your life. So never discourage an artist. And that's one of the things I think at Oddity Prodigy that we really try to take to heart. I mean, our motto is where creativity lives, and we want to live up to that. So if someone comes to us with a project, we were never going to turn somebody out of hand, just go, no, I'm sorry, we're not taking anything.
Right.
We'll work with them, and if it's not right for us, we are pretty well connected in the community as well. We can put them in touch with other companies and other publishers and say, hey, this wasn't right for us, but try Smart Rhino, try Cat and Mouse. We think it might work here, we think it might work there. And I would never want anyone that has a story not to approach us, because they thought, they're not going to be interested. We're always interested in more creativity.
Oh, that's good to know. Because people will say, like, okay, I'm going to be running this website, and I'm going to be like bombarding you with submissions. So you have to be careful, you put that out there. But I think it's good. I love that what you said about you never want to discourage an artist. I think that's great, because there's a lot of it out. I've spent my entire career, since I was very young, working in the arts. All really, it's crazy. I've been on stage, backstage, written, painted, all of it, owned art gallery. There's really nothing I haven't done professionally in the arts. And yeah, there are times where people will, it becomes sort of cutthroat sometimes. And I hate to see that. That's why I'm always like supporting like everyone, sort of, lift each other up, because we need more.
Yeah, absolutely. And it's a selfish reason as well. I want as many submissions as possible, and it's not all altruism on my part. I want cool stuff to read for the rest of my life. And the more people that are submitting and the more people that are getting their work out there, the greater chance that I'm going to find the next book, that next series, that next movie that I'm going to watch 75 times over a weekend.
Yeah. A friend of mine, Tom Chalani, who has, I believe it's his Your Press, and he also owns comic books and gaming in Bounty Beach, and he'll be at the Ocean City Comic Con as well. But he's started a publication, I think of Ranger is the name of the series. He's done Indiegogo campaign for that as well. And I've learned a lot just about that process of publishing, particularly comics, and what's connected to it. It's a really fascinating world.
Yeah,
it's out there. But he also, told me that for example, what was the great movie with Tom Hanks that started out as a graphic novel? Takes place in the 40s. Perdition Road. Yes, that's
Road,
it.
yeah.
Perdition Road. And again, that started with just a intro. You never think this film started out from this beginning.
Right. No, yeah, it's amazing when you look at some of the things that are out there and then you realize where they came from.
Yeah, it's pretty fascinating. So I think that for things like the Ocean City Comic Con opens people up to that realization. Oh, you can sort of connect the dots here, and it's just. I'm a big. I really do not like the whole starving artist concept, the mindset that's out there in the arts.
I hate that.
I hate it because it's so self-defeative, and you'll find a lot of artists from all different works of art that'll just jump right into that. Oh, I'm a starving artist, and I'm always going to be like this. You can't make any money in the arts. But to me, if you're a creative person, think creatively. There are many ways that you can support yourself in the arts.
And there's a community out there that'll support you, and that's one of the things that's great about Delaware. I've found, because we're a small state, you wouldn't necessarily think of it, but once we sort of got into this, what we realized is there's a huge group of creative people.
Very strong community.
Yeah, absolutely.
We found support we didn't necessarily even think we would find. Like, I'm a comics guy, so I shop at Captain Blue Hens in Newark, and those guys have gone out of their way to support us in every way. Yeah. They've got our stuff on their shelves. They've donated to our Indiegogo.
Yeah.
Between Books up in Claymont is another one. Greg owns that, and he's been probably our biggest booster since the start. These communities are out there, and it's a great thing about Delaware, and it's one of the things that we've really discovered is just how embracing and how encouraging this whole community is. And once you really start getting into the creative fields, you mentioned starving artists and the cutthroatness, and that's absolutely there. Yeah. But also, if you kind of open yourself to it, is these great support communities.
Agreed.
And that's the most fun part.
Yeah. I'll put them on my show. I'm like, give everybody out here, let's put out the word.
And we have, because we're just starting out, we weren't able to pay much for the stories that we got, but we don't charge for submissions. And we make sure
that's interesting.
And we make sure that everyone that gets into a book is going to get something. Because one of the things that we're big proponents of is artists get paid for their work, and it starts with us. Yeah, if as artists we devalue our own work, then we can't really expect others not to do the same. Like people that are working for free, or people that say, well, I'm just getting exposure. Well, if it's cold outside, you can die from exposure.
Right. It's great exposure. How many times have you heard that?
Yeah,
it's
I
great
hate that.
exposure.
So I've bought pieces. Yeah, I've bought pieces of work from artists before, and they're like, "No, I'm just going to give it to you." I'm like, no, you can't just give it to me. I have to give you something for this because you spent the time and the effort to make it. Whether it's a story, whether it's an image, whether it's a photograph of something, you put the work and the effort into it. You need to see that validation. You need to see that return. Yeah, right. I think that's one of the things that's the best thing about our company.
I think we got just a little over 60 seconds. We're going to go to another break, and I'm going to be bringing Tyler Green, speaking of talented artists, in here. And I believe he's brought someone else with him. But I think we're going to get a little performance here. Which I can see a ukulele. I was talking about that earlier. That's exciting. Gentlemen, thank you very much.
Thank you very much for having us.
My pleasure. Oddity Prodigy, and the website again is... it's oddityprodigy.com.
Yep, we lucked out.
Yeah, there it is. Hey, you got it. oddityprodigy.com. Highly suggest everyone check that out. There's a link in this live stream on our page right now. There is our lovely jazzy outro music. So thanks, gents.
Thanks for having us.
Yeah, thank you very much. Yeah.
I'll get you guys back on. We'll be in touch. We'll make some great things happen.
Absolutely, yes.
All right.
You very much.
Thank you. Good luck with this campaign.
Thanks.
Thanks, gents. Don't go anywhere, folks. We'll be right back. I got Tyler Green performing in the house.
Weller here talking to you about sheds. Amish-made sheds, many shapes and styles and colors, with vinyl siding, with brick on the front, whatever you may need. We've got a great selection. We've got the best prices around. They include delivery. We also sell chicken coops, dog kennels, gazebos, and Amish-made vinyl swing sets, and all of those include delivery to your property. So check us out on Route 13 in Bridgeville. Like us on Facebook. Look us up at wellers.com. Call me at 337-8228, and let's see what we can do to help. Jim Weller here talking to you about sheds. Amish-made sheds, many shapes and styles and colors, with vinyl siding, with brick on the front, whatever you may need. We've got a great selection. We've got the best prices around. They include delivery. We also sell chicken coops, dog kennels, gazebo, and Amish-made vinyl swing sets, and all of those include delivery to your property. So check us out on Route 13 in Bridgeville. Like us on Facebook. Look us up at wellers.com. Call me at 337-8228, and let's see what we can do to help.
Millions of people today have no dental insurance. If you're without insurance, do you have a plan to care for your teeth without spending a fortune? Well, we do. Introducing Dental Plans. Dental Plans offers more than 40 dental savings plans for top healthcare brands. You pay one low annual membership fee and then save money every time you go to the dentist.
Dental Plans pays for itself immediately.
With Dental Plans, you choose your dentist. You can join today and start saving at the dentist tomorrow. There's even a 30-day money-back guarantee.
It was very easy to find a plan that met our budget.
There's no reason to not cut your dental bills in half.
You can get everything done that you need to have done, and it's still affordable.
So, if you don't have dental insurance, you now have a plan. Dental Plans. Join today and you'll save 15% off any plan. We'll even give you 1 month free with the limited time exclusive TV offer. Visit dentalplans.com or call
855-332-3929. All right, we're back. We're back. I love that phrase. We're back. We got Tyler Green here in the studio, TV Delmarva. Tyler, I first met, I think it's 4 years ago, man. This is, you may even remember this. It was for the A&E report. I was filming an episode. I was with Nick Gruber, who was a videographer, cameraman at the time, and we were in somebody's garage. It was 8,000 degrees. And there was a whole it was a group of artisans. Does this sound vaguely familiar to you?
Yeah, that was my company, Something LLC, and we were doing open mics and
it was just a big jam session we were filming that time. We were sort of focusing on young people that were taking the initiative, getting involved, and it was a lot of fun. I remember it was so hot.
Definitely was hot.
Dripping sweat. I was trying to do my outro, sweat stained. It's for Ghost for A&E. I mean, it was a lot of fun. But that's when we first met. And I remember at the time being just really taken by your talent, your incredible guitarist. I've seen perform at different venues around town, and different. You've often performed with different performers with you. I was just talking to Sydney Arts this morning. My dear friend Sydney, and I said, "Hey, I got Tyler," and she's like, "Oh, it's so talented." And so she said that she was talking to you, yes, and she and I have been friends for many years, and she helps to get you, book around town. And you had a gig last night at the Frog On.
That I did. It was a fun one. It was with my covers band, Tyler and Friends, and we had a good time.
Right on. So do you have a variety of different bands you play with around the area?
I have in the past, but right now it's really Tyler and Friends, and then it's mostly the same people, and we're play my original songs as well.
Nice. So I know that you have a ukulele in here, which is a very nice. In fact, it looks like an electric ukulele.
It is.
Which is pretty. That's so fancy and cool looking.
Fancy.
It was funny. I was talking earlier about years ago. I'm like, I'm going to get a ukulele because it seems like a cool thing to do. I'm not a guitarist, and so I taught myself. Oh, this is pretty cool. Like I learned to play too. So I think I played. It was the Rolling Stones tune Angie on the road, which is pretty easy, right? Anybody can play that and a Christmas tune. That was the extent of my ukulele horribly. But I enjoyed the experience. I still have it there. Now it sort of falls over and makes a terrible sound when it hits the floor, but very nice. And so how many different instruments do you perform on?
That's a question. Let me think. There's guitar, there's bass, there's ukulele, keyboards, drums, synthesizers. A lot.
It's a lot. I remember that. Yeah, and you're a vocalist, singer, songwriter.
Correct.
Right?
Correct.
What do you like to? When you is it musician? That doesn't seem to be quite detailed enough.
That's the easy way.
Yeah. Musician. I was like, I refer to you as a singer songwriter, but of course you're, as you say, a guitarist, and you're playing a little different.
Composer, multi-instrumentalist.
Right on.
Kind of.
When you're writing a song, I mean, we're going to listen to a few, everything we have are these original tunes that you're going to perform.
They are.
And you have, it looks like you got some information for 3 tunes, lyrics, I guess, chord changes, all that jazz.
Yeah.
What inspires you when you're writing a song? What is it that creates that process?
It's anything from a melody gets stuck in my head, so I record myself. I sing it into the phone or whatever. If I have an instrument, I'll figure it out and just record that really quick. And sometimes it's just a conversation. Someone says something, I'm like, that's a line of song.
Interesting.
So I have a note in my phone. I just write everything down in. I've too many. I need to write more songs.
I think the process is fascinating, and I've had many conversations with many songwriters over the years, and I always go like, well, what is it that, and I could be wrong about this, but it seems to me that songwriters are either inspired lyrically first, or some it's music. Like they'll literally create a few riffs or whatnot, and then they'll find lyrics to work around their instrumentation, but there's others that start with the lyrics first and then they create music around the lyrics.
For me, it's both, really. It just depends on the day and what hits me the right way, really. There's no right or wrong way to write a song.
Interesting.
So to me, if the lyrics hit me, that's what I'm gonna roll with, and if it's a chord or some melody, I'm gonna roll with that.
Right on. And how prolific of a songwriter are you? How many songs do you sort of crank out there every?
I have over 200 songs.
Wow, yeah, that's a lot, man. That's a lot. That's great.
I haven't released any of them.
They're all in my mind. Well, we got to figure out a way to make that up. Is it difficult when you have that many songs in your repertoire? Do they tend to, do they sometimes meld together, or do you find like, I'm trying to remember the song that I wrote 5 years ago?
Well, I tend to, as you can see, I write everything down.
Yeah.
And that's kind of like it locks it in my memory. There's something about taking a song from being out there, in the real world, and putting it down on a piece of paper. To it just locks it in my mind.
Yeah, but except you want to have digital backups of these.
Oh yeah, I make copies for sure.
All my songs out there. It sounds like it's terrible waiting to happen.
Of course.
Well, let's jump into something, and let's. What are you going to play first for us?
Well, I'm going to play 3 songs that are pretty new, probably less than a month old, and this first one is called "Who Knows."
Right on. All right, ladies and gentlemen, Tyler Green's going to perform right now on TV Delmarva Studios. Enjoy.
State of mind, crucified, going in blind. Open up your eyes. I should have known better. Couldn't finish dinner. Maturation, saturation, sink into your skull. Numb the vibe, void and null.
just love for yourself to think. Who knows? That's the way it goes. Too slow. Catch me and dip up your nose. Who knows? Laughter over tossing, gentle sadness nothing. After medicine comes ratio from above. Xanax, lithium, buzz. I never even seen these drugs. Fun, 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 fun. Vices in everyone. Who knows? That's the way it goes. Too slow. Catch me and deep at your nose. Who knows? Who knows?
Yeah, that was phenomenal, man. Fantastic. Very good. Very good. I enjoy it. I love your voice. That's like a Geddy Lee vibe, too.
You know,
Geddy
Geddy
Lee.
Lee.
I know. That's all right. It's
That's
Rush,
wild.
right?
That's-
Like, it's got this thing to it. I like it.
That's
I
the
love
first
it.
time someone said that. Last night, like 3 different people told me I sound like Jeff Buckley. And
Oh, well,
I've
yeah,
never,
I can hear that, too.
I've never listened
Is
to
that
Jeff
weird when
Buckley.
people say that and you're like, nah?
You know, it is what it is. If they like it and they think I sound like someone they like, cool. Let's go with that.
Sharing this out right now. That's phenomenal. So how long have you been performing since you were just a little kid? When did this
Nope.
start?
I started playing music and taking it seriously my senior year of high school. But before then, I'd been playing guitar for a few years. But it was senior year of high school. I quit doing my homework and started practicing guitar.
Interesting. So, and I have no idea how old you are now. You seem you're a pretty young guy. So I don't know how long this has been.
I always ask people, how old do you think I am?
That's what you ask when you're young. That's what people say. I have no idea. I do know that's true though. I'm guessing you're not even 25 yet.
I'm 26.
There you go.
I just turned 26.
Right.
So.
Congratulations.
Thanks.
Okay. So you still have a tremendous amount of, knock on wood, you got a tremendous amount of time and talent ahead of you. Is it exciting for you to do you ever sit back and go, wow, I mean, what is down the road for what I'm doing with my music now? Where do I see this going in, let's say, 5 years?
Absolutely. I mean, in 5 years, I want to be touring nationally, if not internationally.
As a solo artist or as part of a larger group?
Whatever comes my way. I'm not particular. The solo artist thing is certainly going to happen, but if I fall into the right situation and we sound great together, I'm not going to fight it.
Yeah, right on. So, as you're based here in Delmarva, live here locally, in your opinion, do we need more, or how are the venues here? What's it like to be a musician, a young musician living here, out there performing, trying to get your sound out?
So we have a tremendous wealth of talent. There are so many people who are so talented and so passionate about what they do. And there are outlets for them to perform, but it's somewhat limited in what you can do. Being a resort area, you're kind of limited to playing a lot of cover songs. If you're going to play in a bar, like last night, we played majority cover songs. We played a couple of these originals, but for the most part, you're trying to entertain people and satiate, so to speak. So
they're shouting, from the play this, that type of thing.
That absolutely happened last night. Ended up playing Hey Joe, and I don't even know the words.
Yeah, the audience didn't care. They're like, Hendrix.
As long as you hit that riff,
that's
all I want to hear.
That's all it takes. I understand. Well, that's going to be an interesting challenge. And I think a lot of people have never been on stage, but have only been in the audience realm. They don't. It's a different thing, and I think it's important. I'd like to try to get the person to get their head around what it's like to be up there performing. I've done it, and it's a very unique, different mindset that you're in.
Absolutely.
And there's so much you have to keep in your realm of awareness when you're performing when you're on stage.
It's definitely a different type of perspective for sure from just everyday life, and if you're just sitting somewhere watching someone play, you're just in everyday life. But when you're performing, it's this completely different mental state that you get locked into, and if you get jarred at all, it completely affects everything the whole night.
Yeah, it does. I was talking earlier about the first time I ever smacked my teeth with a microphone. That's fun. That was a long time ago. What you got? You want to play time for another tune, right? I think. Yeah. You want to give us another original song here to perform?
If we're doing just one more, I'm going to switch.
Well, no, we maybe got two. We got like 15 minutes left, so we're good. I don't want to step on your toes, but I do enjoy talking to you as well because we want to hear the music. So what are you going to perform for us now?
This is a song called "Too Real," like the number 2 and then real.
All right, Too Real. Got it.
Find myself in me, opening. I can't explain who it is I see. Is it just a dream? So bizarre. Undulating, try to catch the breeze, make my peace with it. Each breath I breathe, every sight I see. On and on, repeat. Everything's everywhere, all at the same time, and I'm just losing my mind. I'm never gonna let you in. I'm never gonna, no. I'm never gonna let you in. I'm never gonna, no. Movement and moment, my mind's overgrown with thoughts negative and leaking like a sieve. So I'm so impatient, still keep on waiting for the passion to rise. Don't wonder why I wanna buy. Pain inevitable, nothing seems credible. Are my thoughts rebel? We are all subjugated by 2 real gangsters, space and time. I'm never gonna let you in. I'm never gonna, no. I'm never gonna let you in. I'm never
Man, excellent. That was a very interesting tune, man. It was a very multi-layered vocally, I think. That's pretty. So, what was your inspiration for that particular song?
It's that chorus line.
Yeah.
I was just walking around and I was singing that and I was just laughing at myself. I thought it was funny. So I just recorded that, what is the chorus, right? And then I had to find chords to match around that.
Interesting.
And then some of the lyrics, I was having a conversation with my girlfriend and I was like, oh, that's cool. I wrote that down in my notes, and when I went to write the song, it all kind of, I was like, well, that makes sense for there, and kind of
Excellent.
fleshed it
So
out.
at any given time throughout the day, you're having conversations with your girlfriend, family, or whatever,
friends,
and they end up, oh, hey, thank you, man. I'm gonna put in my next
Or
lyric.
you know, I'm reading something, I see a cool video, and they say something, or it makes me think of something, and yes, it's a constant process.
Right on. And are there songwriters that you're just in awe of that are out there that have been part of your life, or maybe even new ones now, or ones that have been around for a long time?
I mean, yeah, there's a lot of groups that you draw inspiration from, and any artist is an amalgamation of
Sure.
their influences, right? So some of mine, I'm a huge fan of the band Gorillaz, MGMT. If we're taking it classic, Pink Floyd, Led Zeppelin kind of stuff. Prince is right up there with just tremendous songwriting talent. I'm not the biggest fan of Prince, but I appreciate what he does so much, or what he did so much.
Sure.
Another some lesser known acts. There's a guy named Robert DeLong. He's been a huge influence on me. He's a multi-instrumentalist, sort of DJ producer guy, and I've seen him 10 times. And I hung out with him on his birthday last year.
Yeah. Gorillaz, they perform. Do they have like digital representations of them when they're performing on stage?
Yeah, they were the world's first virtual band.
That's right. Yeah.
I actually have that too.
Hey, there you go. That's dedication. Yes, I like them so much.
And I've seen them like 3 or 4 times.
Right on. Excellent.
It's Damon Albarn from the band Blur.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I have a couple of their tunes on some lists that I make because I like them, and I'm like, oh yeah, these are the guys I like the digital. They still perform in that manner.
Yeah, when they first started performing, they would have big holograms up on the screen. There wasn't like a band per se. I'm sure there was a band performing live. I don't know the exact details of it, but now they have it's like a big 10-piece band that's performing the songs, and Damon's out in front singing.
Nice. So you picked up the ukulele, which I saw literally through the window when you walked in. I'm very excited about hearing this. So we have time for I think another tune easily, right? We're gonna jump into another original here by Tyler Green. What is the name of the song you're about to perform?
I Don't Think I Can Fall in Love Again.
I thought that'll sound good.
It doesn't sound good, but it's actually a sweet song.
Oh,
about
good.
love.
All right. Well, this is perfect. All right, everyone. Tyler Green's going to perform right now. TV Delmarva, enjoy.
Just don't care. I don't think I can fall in love again. Not like I did back then. The way it just ain't fair. The way it make me scared. No, I'm not so willing to pretend. I don't think I can fall in love again. Try to change some sense of it all. Nothing you say even matters at all. Get a grip, it's not about you at all. Still alive, so it's not all bad or good. This type of thing, oh so rare. You wonder why I sit and stare, and you ask why I'm on the mend. I don't think I can fall in love again. The way you do your hair, the way you just don't care. I don't think I can fall in love again. Not like I did back then. can't fall in love again.
All right, man. That was great.
Thanks.
I really like it very much. That's a beautiful song.
Yeah, it's about the struggles of relationships.
Yeah. Well, I mean, the lyrics in that are particularly, it's a little haunting.
Yeah, it's about perspective, you know, because you can't think that things are going to stay the same and necessarily good or bad. I'm going to say that right in the bridge.
Yeah. I don't think that I can fall in love again, not like the way I did before. I think that there's poetry in that.
Yeah,
I mean,
at first you're like, I don't think I can fall in love again. Oh, that sounds really negative, but it's like not like I did back then. You're like, oh, it's it's about the process of falling in love, and if you know, many people have more than one love in their life, so
exactly
it's different when you fall in love again. It's not the same.
I love that's see, I love lyrics. I love lyricism, and I love when it comes to music, I'm always listening to the lyrics because the story's there, man. There's fabulous poems, and you've done a very good job in the particular song of referencing that in the stanzas of the song, which why I find that so. I think that's a magical thing when someone's able to do that, because suddenly, just from those two lines, as you just said, you just sat here and you thought, well, yes, of course, there's many different ways to fall in love, and people do it throughout their life. You know, most people do. I guess if you're lucky, it happens once, and you know, you sell off to the sunset. But that's not normal reality for most people. Right. And you're able to make that comparison. You did it really successfully.
Thank you.
Yeah, you're welcome, man. I like that very much. I love lyrics. I love the fact that you're able to sit down and so much talent. It's all very good stuff. I really appreciate that. How much more can we have? Like 3 minutes left. Where's your next? Where are you performing next?
I am playing tonight with a band called Earth Radio. They're kind of like a folk rock thing from Wilmington. They're good friends of mine, and they're playing at Big Chill Surf Cantina.
Okay.
And I'm doing an opening set for them, and I'm going to jam with them a little bit as well. I learned their album yesterday.
Excellent. So if people want to say, okay, I want to go see Tyler Green outside of this evening, which would be great, a Big Chill Surf Cantina, you have a website where people, is it tylergreenmusic.com?
Yep, www.tylergreenmusic.com. That's green with an E on the end.
Correct. That's the thing. In fact, I was looking, I saw one of your gigs listed online, and there was no E on the end of green.
Oh, it's a pet peeve.
That's what I was about to say. We got the E on the end there. It's silent E.
The first EP is called Whitney for that exact reason.
Oh, excellent. Excellent. Green with an E. So people go there, check out where you're going to be playing next. And you have a pretty prolific, you perform frequently, don't you?
3-4 times a week most of the time.
Nice.
I'm taking January and February off to get my band show together, kind of lock them in, and record some new music.
Right on. And then do you ever go on the road? Is this something that you're aspiring to do?
Yeah, it's a thing that I know I have the resources and the contacts for. I just haven't done it.
Yeah, well,
really.
You know.
But it's a thing.
You just turned 26.
Right.
Time is on your side.
You have to be willing to take time off from songwriting and playing, local gigs and that kind of thing. And local gigs are money, and touring, it's a real risk.
Yeah.
So
But it's good that, thank you for mentioning that, because again, there's so many layers of responsibility when you are a solo artist, or even when you're working with other people. When you're like, now I'm a professional musician. What does that involve? There's a lot of work in that.
Absolutely.
Promoting yourself alone is a lot of work.
It can be a bit of a nightmare.
Yeah, it's like, oh my God. So so I respect you for that, and I think people that are willing and open to pursuing a career in the arts need to realize that it's 95% hard work all the time.
Absolutely.
But it pays off in the end, which is great.
It does.
So,
I feel like I'm light years ahead of where I was comparatively just a few years ago when we met.
When I met you in that 8,000 degree garage
Exactly.
in Summer, which is a lot of fun. Tyler with Green with an E, thank you so much, my friend. It was great. I'll have you back on the show without a doubt. Next time we'll get you on the actual radio broadcast too, but I'm really happy about being on TV with Delmarva. You got something you want to show?
Yeah, it's one more shameless plug. I host an open mic at Miss Billion River Brewing, second Sundays of the month. It's called Lidl Live. All types of performances welcome, originals, and jamming are.
Good to know about that. I'll be tapping you on the shoulder about getting more information about it soon. Hey, folks, thank you very much. If you stay with our podcast, I really appreciate it. Great time, Colin. Thank you. Thank you, all the staff here at TV Delmarva. Of course, you can check this out online, tvdelmarva.com. Highly suggest it. You'll be seeing